I sincerely hope that you can see me. So, welcome back to another video. My name is Venja, and today I am going to talk a little bit about my week 2 on my No Spend January and how it's been going on while I'm having this amazing lunch. I'm not at home, I'm at my parents' house, and yeah, luckily my mom cooks the same way that I do, so really healthy with fresh ingredients. And yeah, so let's dive right into it. So week 2 was a bit different to week 1, where week 1 I was really still excited, and I also had to work a lot, so that way I really didn't have time to spend any money. Week 2 was interesting because some habits that I had adapted over the past couple of years kind of crept into. So I started like browsing the internet and thinking about things that I could buy that I've been wanting for a really long time, because you know, I have this list of things that whenever I really want something that is a bit more expensive, I put it on there and then wait and see if it gets reduced, or if the price gets reduced or anything like that. And if I still want it after a couple of months, then I usually buy it. So I've had this list and I haven't looked at it in week 1 for good reason. And in week 1 I looked at it again, and then I found something that I really wanted, and I researched it. And I found that I really wanted it. Basically what I wanted to say is that you cannot let me and a laptop be in the same room when I'm bored, because then I get stupid ideas. So I haven't bought this yet. It's a sports watch that came out in November, so it's pretty new and it's still really expensive, but I've been kind of tempted to buy this. I didn't, and I probably won't for another 2 months, just for financial reasons, because I want to spend my money a different way. But yeah, so that was kind of tempting because I started looking at things, and I also found more things that I told myself that I wanted. The second thing is that I actually spent some money this week, and that was something that I already mentioned in my week one video, and that is I spent money on a new passport. I don't deem this as luxury expense just because this is something that I will need for the next 10 years. So it is actually an investment into my future, but that was quite expensive and I spent 60 euros on it. And then I also spent some money on transport to get to my parents. So I paid 13 euros and 20 cents for my train ticket, which again, I said transport is okay because I have no other way of going from A to B. And in the city where I live, I just usually use my bicycle, and that's what I also did today. Oh yeah, and there's one thing that I forgot. Do you know, I actually spent some money this week, but I'll let you decide if that doesn't really count for a luxury item or anything, but I spent some money just without thinking about it. Spend in quotations, because this is not really spending, but let me tell you. So I just arrived at the central station in my hometown, so at my parents' home, and I was waiting for my mom to pick me up, and there was this homeless man, and he was like walking around asking people for money, and I had some loose change in my pocket, and when he came up to me, I just said yes, okay, because I don't know, I sometimes just do that, although I don't really know what they do with the money, but it kind of makes me feel better, and honestly, I won't cry after some loose change in the long run. So I just handed it over to him and left. So I didn't really think about it, and I didn't really think about spending it, and it was not a lot. I think it was like €1.50 or something. No, so nothing that would really bother me for a long time or anything, but I just did it without thinking. So I do not regret giving him the money. I just regretted that I so mindlessly spend it. Just because this also happens in other situations where you go shopping and you buy yourself a bun at the bakery or a croissant or something, and you don't really think about what you're spending it on and just do it out of a reflex. And that is something that I want to take a closer look at in the future, but yeah, I thought I should tell you just for transparency reasons. So yeah, that was all the expenses for this week, and there's nothing else, and I'm pretty happy about it. Again, I had to work, so I really didn't have the time to go anywhere, but just sticking to the buying no coffee or takeaway food really saved me a lot of money until now. And there were moments, I have to be honest, where I could have just gotten some takeaway food instead of cooking my own, but I'm really glad that I didn't. Another thing is that I kind of announced in week 1 that I had a little challenge that I wanted to go on for this week. Unfortunately, it failed. I wanted to go to different give boxes in my town, so where people can just put things and someone else can take it away, so a kind of give and take thing. I wanted to see if I can find any free clothes, because I am on a kind of no shopping thing. I thought maybe I could find some free clothes anywhere and show people or show you how easy it is to get nice clothes for free. To be honest, most of my clothes are secondhand nowadays or are from these gift boxes, and I also found 2 things that I got from one of these boxes, and I already wore them in my last video. And yeah, but this kind of failed because it was raining the whole time and I was really too lazy to go there with my bicycle and get wet. So this is what one of the gift boxes may look like. This one is a little hut, a wooden hut. Others are just plastic kind of stands. What people put most in there are books, of course, but you can find some games, blankets, as you can see, some trousers, vases, pots. But mostly people will put books in there because that is a thing they think they can donate a lot. And I got most of my books from gift boxes like that. Of course, you cannot plan what you get, but you can find really rare things. That was it. So I didn't really do that, but I did another thing, and that is what I want to show you now. I created a habit tracker. So from the New Year's on, I decided that I wanted to adapt some habits that I've been wanting to incorporate into my life for quite some time, because I'm really bad with following through with things, and every time I want to start something new, I get really excited in the beginning, and then my excitement kind of fades and then vanishes into nothingness. But the story is a different thing if I write something down. So it's kind of a commitment, and I put it up on a wall to see it. So here's how I created my habit tracker. So what I started with was planning out what my habit tracker would look like. So I decided on a normal sized sheet of paper, and I kind of wanted to do 4 months at a time, and so I sketched out what I wanted it to look like. Then I started drawing, first of all with a pencil, and then in case I drew something wrong. So I decided for 4 rows that I would again subdivide into smaller sections.
Of course you can all do this at your laptop, and it's gonna be a lot quicker and easier. But I feel like when you do something with your hands and create something yourself, it adds a lot more value, and you tend to stick to it and appreciate it a lot more. So that's why I'm doing it like that.
And then I started drawing the same lines again, this time with different sized felt tips so that it was easy to see. Then I filled in the different days and months. So you see, it's not really difficult, it's just a very easy concept.
So this is now the first one, and this is what it looks like. So 31 days. And I'm gonna put the month here. This is the day of the month, and then I'm gonna put the habits that I want to track down here. They can vary from each month. It doesn't really matter. But yeah, now I'm gonna do the rest and show you what it looks like in the end. So now that it's all finished, it looks like this. So I filled in all the days, I filled in the months, and then I colored them all red so I can see things easier. And I think it looks really cool. So I'm gonna hang this up tomorrow, and I'm gonna fill in the habits that I want to track in January, first of all. And this is what it looks like next to my normal calendar, and I already put the crosses in there. The habits that I want to track this year are, I want to drink water after waking up. I'm doing spend January, and I want to do 100 squats a day, and then there's 1 slot left for something that I might want to track later.
So now it's the 13th and I have started a new habit, which is called run, workout, or yoga. This is nothing that I want to do every single day just because I think that's a bit excessive, but I want to see how often I do it and then potentially up that number a little bit. So I hope I inspired you a little bit with this week 2 video. I know it's just a sit down and talk video, but there is really nothing going on this week. Week 3 is going to be a bit more challenging because now that I'm at home, different things are coming my way and we'll see how I can avoid them without everyone thinking I'm really mental. So I hope you enjoyed this video and I'll see you in the next one, week 3. Bye.